Hi, today I'm going to show you guys how I outline my notes and how I study. So this is a class I'm taking right now. It's Ethics and Professional Responsibility for Paralegals. And here's the notes. I hope you guys can see that. Okay, we'll start off with Chapter 1. This is the outline I barely just did. I just started school. So, Chapter 1. Okay. The very first thing I do is write down the chapter number and the main title. So, Chapter 1, Regulations of Lawyers. Then I go off and write down the first main title. So, State Courts and Bar Associations. Well, you don't have to do a squiggly, just underline it, and then I like to use my blue highlighter so it catches my eye. It's the first thing I look at. Then I go off and do bullet points for the main ideas. And then you see there's a star. This is the subsection of this bullet point, so it's the definition of integrated bar. Well, even though it says C-class notes, but normally I would just write down the definition, but we went over this in class. And then the next part would be the second title, which is the American Bar Association. And again, I write that down and then I underline it. And then here I've used a bullet point, and then there's the subsection, which is the definition of American Bar Association. And then I go off and use a dash. So it says that how many members are in the ABA. And then again, bullet point, and I highlighted the definition in here. Well, highlighted the key term, and there's the definition over here. So the key terms are the words that are in bold. I don't think you guys can see that. So it's pretty straightforward. I'll show you guys how to outline real quick. Let's do Chapter 2. Okay. So Chapter 2, Regulation of Paralegals and Ethics, Guidelines for Paralegals. So I would start off, with the chapter number and then the main title. Yeah, I'm just doing this for time's sake, but yeah. Chapter number and main title. And here's the first title, and then here's the subsection. So, okay. Main section title. So I underline that. And then I go over it with my highlighter. And here there's a subtitle, so I would go in with a bullet point. It's 1, the beginnings. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Spelled it wrong. Alright. So then, since I already used a bullet point, I would use a star. So just any of the main ideas, just a few main ideas. And then here is a key term. If you guys can't see it, it says legal assistants or paralegals. So I would go in with a dash and then key term. Which then you just highlight. And write down the definition. Then you go on to the next part. Since I already used a dash, I would go back and use another star for the main ideas. And then when it goes down to the key term, I would use a dash and then highlight that again. And now we go down to the second subsection, growth through the 1970s. So I would write that down. Bullet point, or 2. Growth. Yeah, you guys get the idea. And the first thing we start off with is a key term, formal paralegal training. So star, key term, highlight, and then I would go into more detail with the key term, so I would put down another dash. So you continue on doing this. You guys probably get the idea. It's kind of, you indent more. Well, it's supposed to be indented. Oh well. So I hope you guys found this helpful. You can modify it in whichever way you want. It doesn't have to be exactly like mine. So the way I would do this if I was going to study for this, the very first thing I would do is go through the entire outline, and then, well, these are some class notes. I would go through my class notes and see whatever is missing from the book outline. So I would that's why I leave a lot of space here. I would write down little notes. This eventually becomes my study guide. If that's too messy for you guys, you don't have to do that. I would just suggest reading your class notes and then going on with the outline, and then read through your book. And then you could do this for all the chapters that you have to do. And then one more time, you go back to the very first one. You start off with the outline, or you start off with your class notes, then your outline, and then you go back once again with your book. You don't have to read through the entire thing like the first time. You can skim through the parts you already know. And if there's any terms that you just can't get, even doing all this, you can just use some index cards, and then you should have everything memorized by then and do really well on your test. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video and it helps you out. If you guys have any questions or requests, leave them down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!